All right. So Capricorn, this one is for you. That's you, Capricorn. This is Tarot Illumination with your singles mini love and relationship report for like late October into November. So it's going to turn into like this, hopefully a regular monthly, mid-monthly thing for you guys. All right. So keep an eye out in the future. We did this once before, and we're doing it again. You know the drill. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. Cards are already well shuffled in advance, but I want to keep going to the last second so that you're a witness. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. You can pause and stop and start as needed so you can integrate this information into the reading in your own time, okay? Because we're just going to bust through this reading, all right? So you can kind of get the drift here of what's happening. And remember, Tarot Illumination is not a fortune teller. We're just talking about potential here and prospects on the understanding that you're always radiating the energy of relationship anyway. Like it or not, know it or not, doesn't matter. So here we go, Capricorn. We're going to cut and then cut again. Let's see what the story says. This would be you and your energy. What if? What's your love energy that you're radiating? This would be the potential other. Who might they be? What might they radiate as love energy? This would be the relationship itself. Like, what if this all worked out and started to happen? What would be the nature of this type of relationship? And over here, what would be the prospects if this relationship should occur? It's what if, what if, what if, and allowing for the laws of attraction. Okay, because that's fundamental to how relationships work. So this is like momentum here. What's going on? Where does it go? And we're going to look down here at the moment, in a moment. It's the like prevailing conditions right now through this time period. It's like the weather, and you're going to make the best of it. All right, Capricorn? I'm sure you do that anyway. But some people are very, let's say, susceptible to the weather. If it's really good weather, they feel obliged to be happy, even though they might not be. And if it's really crummy weather, they might feel miserable, even though they're happy inside, but they're just not aware, okay? You're not going to be that, Capricorn. You're going to make the best of the conditions. And you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is very, very, let's just say, in your field. All right, Capricorn, this is just your type of energy. You love this stuff. This is all about locking it down, having the real deal. This is legacy value. This is circumstantial energy that is very, let's say, conducive or supportive to what works for the long term, what has true stability, true substance in ways that, love is as love does. So you can see love in evidence, see the evidence of love. We can talk about it all day long about be loving, be loved, and that you are loving and you are loved. But it's so nice to actually see the evidence, like, wow, they're coming after me, or you met someone, or uh, the expressions of love are not just necessarily poems or anything, but more to do with substance. Like, what can I bring to you? What are you bringing to me in our relationship? Oh, that's wonderful. We have such a wonderful relationship. We're talking about that kind of energy. So let's have a look at you. What is your love energy that you're radiating? Okay, well, let's look. It's just kind of peaceful. So it might be that you're in a, let's say, time period right now where you're perfectly aware of the opportunities around you, the circumstances around you. It just might not be the time to act, because the reality is that through this time period, it might be very beneficial for you to take a break, just to chill out for a while, treat yourself to this kind of energy where you literally, you know, gracefully disconnect from the outer world and all the hubbub of being a busy, successful, active Capricorn. And instead, you just chill out for a bit and enjoy the world that you already have, the life that you've lived, the world that you've built and earned, okay? And instead, like, kick back, relax, and enjoy that, and understand that it's perfectly healthy and normal to do that. Everybody needs to do that now and again at some point in their life. This is very much about self-healing. So you might be in a phase right now where you're actually, although you might be fully aware of all this potential that's out there, and that would be great, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to just fall in your lap tomorrow. It's more about taking the time to get yourself into the, let's say, the most receptive, like, energy field that you can create for a potential relationship from another, where in order to attract the kind of relationship that you need or the relationship that you want, uh, you've either figured out that you need to take a break, or that it's about time to take a break, or that you are taking a break right now in order for you to, let's say, center yourself, ground out, come back down to earth, recalibrate, rest, 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 and allow peace to percolate through your life, so that when you emerge again, let's say later in this time period, you could start to attract this thing that you might, which might be appealing to you, which would equate to this type of potential. All right. So let's have a look. What if? Just say, what would they? What if? Wow. Ha 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 ha. Well, Capricorn, with the star card here, like, what would they be radiating? What could their love energy be? Some people see this as a soulmate card. So you're welcome to see it that way too if you want to. I see it as very much about, like, attracting someone who would symbolize, like, the hope and a potential opportunity for this to manifest, for this, like, concrete type of very, very tangible relationship where everything, all the ingredients kind of match up in a way that really works for you, Capricorn. So it's almost like the other party, they might not actually have any of these ingredients themselves, but what they could represent is the amazing, like, soul connection type of opportunity, whereby, you see, the star card can also, let's just hold on, give me a second, whereby when you do the work on yourself, which actually means doing no work at all, you might be actively, outwardly doing your stuff, but deep down in the soul energy, you're really, really doing a lot of self-healing, chilling out, kicking back, and going private, so that you can, let's say, become very peaceful inside. So you attract this very, very serene, beautiful energy of hope and potential and opportunity about what could happen, what should happen, without having to understand or know why. It's just like, it's self-evident without having any understanding or explanation. And so lo and behold, you attract the person, potential person, who would trigger this kind of energy to occur in the relationship. So it becomes tangible, even though this can be very spacey kind of energy. So you could attract someone who, let's just say, triggers all this potential to happen. Let's put it that way. And this is a very beautiful card to have in the position of the other. So it could be very inspiring for you. It could indicate that you attract someone that you really need, in the way to, like, lift you up and inspire you and get you kind of back in the groove again in ways that you might not have enjoyed for a very long time. But now it's happening, and then it becomes, it starts to become evidential, okay, tangible ways that this very beautiful, let's say, serene, heavenly knowing, without having to know, triggers the potential for this. So what would this, turn into? The nature of the relationship itself. Wow, big cards, Capricorn. So it could trigger a relationship situation where it actually might baffle you in some ways. In other words, because Capricorns, you're so, like, competent in three-dimension world about what actually works in life, like the raw ingredients of life. Like, you're an expert at, like, recognizing the resources and talents inside of yourself and others and how to mush it all together in a way that works for everybody. That's really good. But in this relationship dynamic, Capricorn, you might be attracting like a relationship partner or a mate or a situation or a dynamic that takes you kind of a little bit above and beyond what you're used to in that ways, where it could start to feel very, very spiritual to the point where, wow, you're inspired to sense that there's potential here that's very good, but that puts you in a relationship dynamic where it can actually feel quite like serenely beautiful, but very mysterious to the point where you add both of these together, it could leave you feeling like, what the heck is going on in this relationship? I had absolutely no idea, but it's very serenely beautiful, and it seems to uh, be showing signs and evidence that this could be substantial for the long term in a way that a Capricorn would understand in the normal sense. However, the relationship itself might be very, very like spacey, spiritual kind of thing, where you might have been like caught off guard or unaware. But it's very inspiring, and it's very spiritually uplifting, and it's almost like whatever you need to know at any one point in time comes to you in the context of the relationship, and whatever you don't need to know is not apparent, and it doesn't matter. So it just happens in a very like natural spiritual way that's very beautiful for yourself and for the other and in the relationship itself, even if you have no let's say understanding about the hows and the whys of this is all happening, just so long as it's happening. Yay! If you get what I mean here. So, what is the potential for this? What are the prospects here? Wow, this could be very exciting for you. Maybe Capricorn, this is something you've actually been yearning for a long time, but you've never even had the chance to even put it in words. Like, how could you possibly define or describe this kind of relationship if you've never experienced a relationship like this before? It would be very, very hard to put it in words because it almost has no like vocabulary to define this type of relationship, because it's very spiritual, it's very inspiring, it's very uplifting for yourself and the other, to the point where it can trigger you to go into this uh, like like this deep soul experience where it's just like, oh my gosh, I've discovered dot 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 dot. Guess what I've discovered through love? Guess what I've discovered through relationship? Hey everybody, did you have any clue what actually happens in an amazingly divinely blessed relationship? Well, let me tell you. It's that kind of energy. And other people might think, what the heck is going on with Capricorn these days? They're off their rocker, but it's in a very beautiful way, and they seem to be getting along very well. What are they taking? I want what they've got. Whatever you're on, Capricorn, we want what you've got. We want whatever it is you're taking. Because this looks really inspiring for you to take it to the point where you can run with this. You can literally like, you might not have the language to understand it or put it in words, but it works. It has the potential to work. It has the potential to work really well for you, the other, and like your larger environment, like your community, your family, your workplace, the home, everything, in such a way that it makes you look in the mirror at night or before you go to sleep and think, wow, what the heck? Why didn't anybody tell me about these kind of relationships before? Wow. Well, let me tell you. Okay. Anyway, so I don't want to spoil it by saying any more. I hope you get something out of that. Dear Capricorn, make the best of it. You know the drill. Okay. Stop, start, watch as you need. All the best. And, for the October, November season. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.